Okay, welcome to episode 9, Ivy. I've been so excited for this one. I don't think you were wearing that an hour ago. That's just interesting. You've managed to appear on Man United top.
I had it on before.
Did you? Yeah. I don't remember seeing it in the bar. Was it? At what point did you put it on? Was it when Coventry scored the first, the second, or the third?
I think it was on where it was 3-0 up, maybe.
Yeah. Well, anyway, in case anyone's not noticed, there was 2 big games today. Rangers v Hearts. You know, where my team got the business done. And Man United v Coventry, where your team almost didn't get the business done.
Almost an ifs and buts, eh?
Tell us what happened in that game.
Honest to God, at 3-0, I was like, amazing, we're done.
Honestly, I was like, boy, should we just go to the pod now? Yeah, we're clearly we just got this in the bag.
And you actually sat there and said to me, you know, not every team can go 3-0 up.
I think shout out McSauce.
Honestly.
I think most football fans at that point are going to be sat there playing against a team in the league below, in the cup, 3-0 up, what? Was it 58 minutes? 60 minutes? Something like that.
70. You were in the 70th minute, still 3-0
Is that what it was? It was 7. I thought it was less than
I
that.
was on the 70th minute. I turned to you and said, Coventry are going to score a goal every 10 minutes.
Yep, 71st minute he scored.
Tell you what, it got to 3-1. I thought, shit. It got to 3-2. I was like, oh, okay. Right. Now we are under the cosh. Then 3-3. I was like, oh, long day. Long day.
I was like, what's happening?
And then there was the offside. Well, the offside. Some people say it was onside. The chance that they scored at the end.
Heartbroken.
Fuck me. God forbid that was
heartbroken.
That was offside.
Honestly, my heart was in my mouth. I was like, there's no way we've bottled this against Coventry. The worst city in England.
Okay, that's just.
I don't know. Nottingham's pretty shit.
Hey, I wouldn't uni that.
Yeah, no,
honestly,
Nottingham's pretty shit. Where are you from? Bristol. That's also shit.
You know what? I'm going to be respectful. Like, fair play for Coventry, man. Like, they literally were 3-0 down. They were 3-0 down, and they still had it, obviously, within them to come back and get it to fucking almost 4-3. Like, obviously, most teams in the Championship would probably get to 3-0 down in a semi-final of the FA Cup. I'm sure it's only the second time they've been there.
Just so you know, this Coventry team isn't even in the playoffs.
I know,
not even in the top 6.
I'm not trying to say in terms of the ability of the players. I'm saying the courage and the determination to bring that back from that position.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ability.
But do you reckon? Do you reckon it's Coventry's determination or it's just United?
It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both. Like, as in, like, obviously,
they weren't just playing; they were playing well.
You got to
the thing is, no, but the problem. This is what I see. So the first 70 minutes, they weren't in that game. It's not like we were going back and forth. It was like it was just us. We were scoring, playing well. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened at minute 70. It was just there like...
That's what the manager did. He said to his players, boys, it's Man United. So like, oh yeah, you're right. Boom, 3 goals.
Yeah, great bands. So I'm like, how is it? I actually don't understand my team and I just want to just grab Ten Hag. It's like, how is it that we can, in 70 minutes, coast, look like we're clear, and then in the space of 20 minutes... almost lose the game. Not even draw, but then almost lose the game as well.
3-0 up, and Etienne started bringing off key players. So you know what? Let me rest you for all the games. Man said, "Let me rest."
Subs
key
were poor as well. He subs were poor. Why is Rashford still on there
again?
After that, like
he done nothing today.
But Rashford stayed on. Wild.
Diallo scores the win against Liverpool. Right, he deserves like a start, or at least coming on earlier than he should. But nah, let's keep Rashford on. Let's keep Golden Boy on. That's one of the problems that triggers me so much about Man United. I'm like, as long as this Rashford problem is there,
bad today.
he ain't going nowhere.
Did he have a shot on target? I don't think he did. I don't think he even had a shot on target.
Like, even when he was trying to dribble past players today, it looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Losing the ball constantly. It looked like, I was like, why are you actually on this pitch?
Tackle where he drove past the Coventry defender, but he ran back to slide tackle and win the ball. And he pretends, he's caught me. No. You just went down because, crap, like, I fumbled here.
Yeah. He's so shit.
I'm done with that, man. I want him out in the summer.
I am.
What's the lowest you take for him?
Lowest
fee.
Nothing less than 65 million.
65. You think we can get that for him? 100%. Jesus Christ.
That's just because.
Well, think you're in for him, PSG, and they'll overpay. So I reckon we can get 65.
I don't care what we get. Getting rid of him. We're already in debt. It's not going to fucking make much of a difference anyway.
No, but we got to bring in players.
When you were talking about the wages that your team's on. Like the money you are paying them, you're paying them like actual ridiculous amounts of bread for 3-3 against Coventry.
And one of them's not even here, he's in Germany.
It's actually one of your highest earners is in a different country playing for a different team that's actually in the Champions League.
And doing all right as well.
and doing well.
My God, it's just.
Shout out to Sabitzer as well. You guys had low 4 assists the last leg
Yeah, I seen that.
and a goal.
It's just deja vu from last season. Obviously, Man City are not going to win the treble, but again, FA Cup final, Man City again. Which just
Do you think Man City will win?
Yeah, who's winning the FA
Yeah,
Cup
who's
final?
winning the FA Cup?
United or City?
You're sitting talking about the fact you're in a final. Are you winning it?
Yes or no?
Depends.
Are you winning it? Yes or no?
Nah.
Because
I want
you were
to hear.
giving me so much.
Are you winning it?
Yes or no? Are you winning the final? Yes or no?
Okay. You know what? I'm back. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
we're winning it. Yeah.
Josh?
I'm going to be a realist instead
Yes or no?
of going with my head and my heart. I'm going to say no. I don't think we will.
You're such a Manchester fan. Like
Yeah.
you actually
No,
have a
not
half
United
and
fan,
half
not
scarf.
Manchester fan.
Like you're actually such a flip flop fan, man. Like any opportunity at Man City, like, it's actually ridiculous.
Someone goes to you, red or blue. Yes.
No, but there's believing by being purely deluded, and I don't think we will win. But there's nothing wrong with being honest about that,
Oh,
I agree, mate.
because at the end of the day,
Well,
like,
you're not
fan.
backing your team.
What's the point of being a
Huh?
fan? That's the joy of being a fan.
Back your team.
obviously we can win. Of course we can win, but do I think we win? Probably not. Probably not.
It's not even just a probably. Let me ask you: have you got a bet on?
Huh?
Have you got a bet on right now?
No.
No. Do you not? Don't bet.
No. What was he?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you've got a bet on. Who have you got on to win?
So you're telling me, if you was playing Celtic in a final and you was playing horrendous at the moment, your manager's all over the place.
At the moment, all season.
Well, all right, all season then.
Okay, thank you.
So you're telling me that you'd still say that you're going to, even though you know the odds are massively stacked
I mean,
against you.
other than the fact that we are in a final against Celtic, we just dropped points to Ross County and Dundee, 3 points behind in the league.
And how
But
many
you're
ti-
going based on that if we were in a situation where that was happening, I wouldn't back Rangers. I think we'll win the Scottish Cup.
Okay, but so that's like you're saying that every Man United fan should believe that they're going to win it.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, but like it still doesn't mean
I
that.
don't agree with that.
It still doesn't mean that I'm not a fan of the club because I think that the other team is going to beat us. That's purely based on the ability and how good they are.
Hold on, wait.
This
hold
man,
on.
this man won't even.
When I said Liverpool to win the league, you man's gave me so much shit for this.
Yeah, but-
did they not? When I said Liverpool,
Yeah.
but you guys, so you're
He's
back
fought
your
it.
No, but here's the difference.
No. It
Here's
was
the
the same
difference.
situation.
No,
When I
it's
said
not.
Liverpool,
It's not.
because of
It's
the cup
not.
situation.
But that's-
I'm gonna back him.
But
I'll
that's
tell
in
you,
the
let me
league.
tell you why. Let me tell you why. You were above Liverpool. You were playing.
And he's not above City.
Wait. You
Like, in terms
wait.
above City and
You what? So you were above Liverpool in all metrics. You were playing better than Liverpool, conceding less, scoring more, but you picked Liverpool.
and top of the league as well.
If we and on top of the league, if we had those kind of statistics, and you asked me, are we going to beat Man City? Then I'd say yeah. To back Liverpool when you're playing that much better than them, why?
Yeah, but
what for what reason?
Where I would say that's slightly different, although I believe you shouldn't have backed Liverpool. The fact is, you were less than halfway through the season. On the basis of the fact of how Liverpool were playing, the way that they were starting to build form, that's the things he was looking at.
It's like-
None of those
I literally
things
gave
are
you the
factors.
reasons
But then he also
Then-
goes.
did I not change it, say, based on last season?
But then he also said. But then he also said.
Reference me where I said it, please.
You don't know what I'm going to say. Wait. You don't know what I'm going to say.
I don't reference what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Reference it.
You said right.
When did I say it?
Let me just stop cutting me off. Let me say what I want to say. You said right that Liverpool were scraping wins, right? Which they were. Like they were going down and then winning, right? And you said, look, the fact that they're just winning, just regardless, even when they're not playing well, I think that they can win. But you didn't think you could win when you were smoking teams against Liverpool. You had got 4 out of 6 points. So
Okay, so we're just gonna say half of the stuff I said. Did you not hear the first part I said as well?
Go on.
When at the period where Klopp said he's gonna leave, I said, okay, this is like Klopp's leaving. Obviously, all the players. This is when they were like all 4 comps still, and I was like, right, Klopp's leaving. This is their final season. Liverpool could go for it. They've been in this before last season. They just scraped what? They got 5th or 6th,
5th.
right? Did you not see the run they went on? The run they went on.
then they won like every game or something.
Exactly. So they were still on the run. The fact that, like, yeah, we all play beautiful football and stuff like that, but then that Liverpool was like this mentality monsters and Kloppage time and all that stuff. Liverpool still getting the job done. That's why I was like, yeah, we can win, but then Liverpool could do it. And then 2024 happened. I saw the way we went on the run, like scoring the most goals, conceding less. Then I was like, actually, wait a minute. The way we're playing, I genuinely believe now is our time.
The thing that I'm saying though, we just conceded 3 goals to a team that are almost out of the playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
I want to ask you, did you, when you first got your Champions League group,
Yeah.
not knowing the results, did you think you were going to qualify from that group?
Yeah, I did.
I did,
You
yeah.
thought you were better
Yeah.
and you could win it. So based on that logic, or the fact, and I think you're better than Copenhagen and Galatasaray,
Yeah.
you would think that those fans shouldn't back their team to do anything in that group,
Who?
Galatasaray and Copenhagen, because you're saying if a team's clearly better, then logic would say, yeah, we can't win it, so they shouldn't assume we would.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen with every single game of football, does it?
Well, it did for
No, but
all
you
the
can-
games
you
that
can-
Galatasaray
no.
and Copenhagen took
But
part
there's
in.
a difference between thinking you can do something and the likelihood of doing something. He's actually, Josh has said, I think we could win. Do I think it? But what's the possibility of us winning?
He said, I think there's a possibility to win, but do I believe we'll win?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm saying, if you're a fan of a team, you have to believe you'll win, irrelevant.
So you believe you would win against any team?
Yeah.
You genuinely believe that?
Against like
you
a
came
Real
against Real
Madrid at
Madrid.
the Bernabeu.
You would
Bruh, 10 years
wholeheartedly
I'm not going to
believe
play
that Real Madrid.
But then if we were against Real Madrid, would I sit at the start of that game going, yeah, I believe we could do
Also,
something?
if you got to the situation,
Wait,
Do
wait,
I
wait,
think,
so no,
do I-
so-
is it likely? No. But do I believe we could
You're
do it?
making
Yeah.
the same point that he's making.
I
though.
just said that.
No, you
are.
said that you don't believe you'll win.
Yeah.
I'm
But we
saying I
can
believe
win.
that we
Mate.
could win.
You're playing. You're saying exactly the same thing as him, but you're just playing semantics. So he thinks that we could win. He believes that we could win, but the possibility isn't that we won't win.
But he doesn't think you could win. Because like I just asked, before you knew you were in the final, before you knew whoever was getting to the final, did you put a bet on the FA Cup?
Listen, I'm not going to talk about that stuff.
Right, okay.
Oh my God, dude.
And the answer is yes, right? And who did you put on to win the FA Cup?
The team that I think will win the FA Cup.
Right, but you weren't even in the final. You hadn't even kicked a ball or anything at that point, and you put Man City are going to win it. You backed Man City before they'd even played.
Who won the FA Cup last season?
Man City.
Who's won the most FA Cups in the last 5 years?
I don't know.
It's Man City.
Well,
So
anyway,
just
play- he's
so
playing
they got like
probability.
2 FA Cups.
Do you bet with your head or your heart? Do you bet what you think will happen or what you want
Last
to happen?
5 years.
I have never bet on Celtic.
Huh?
I've never bet on Celtic ever.
Okay, that's fine. But like, if I think that,
I would never bet for Celtic to go win something.
like, at the end of the day, like, I don't care whether people are honest and say it or not. There's going to be United fans out there that do think that City probably will win, but that doesn't take away from me still obviously believing that there is that, you know, that slight chance that we might do something.
Give it what percentage?
Honestly, maybe 5-10%. Honest to God, that squad is horrendous. The manager, some of the fucking changes that he makes. Like, I know Aymar said that he was willing to give him a bit more time, but after that game, I'm done. I'm finished.
I don't know how.
I'm in the Ten Hag.
I don't know how you could get a result against Liverpool in all 3 games and
Yeah.
sit here and say, yeah, we've not got a chance against City.
Well, Liverpool haven't been great either.
But Liverpool
Liverpool just got battered by Atalanta.
are the 3rd best team in the league.
Yeah.
And just 3rd best. And at one
Yeah,
point,
give
we're
or
looking
take.
like they might go win the league. So you've managed to get a result against someone who goes toe to toe with City every season, but you can't beat
Not
City.
every
Last
season.
5,
They've done.
City
They've,
2.
Huh?
Last 5, City 2.
Who's one of the others?
No, as in City, it's like what you said.
All right,
So
okay.
you won it twice in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Last 10 years, different story, though.
Yeah, it's Arsenal.
Yeah, come on.
What do you think we popped our heads? I think we popped our heads in there and then
Yeah, I
dipped it
hear
back out
that.
again.
Still, do you think you could beat Arsenal?
Oh, not if Ten Hag's there.
what?
What you mean in the league
No, just in general.
in general?
Nah, we wouldn't. That.
But so we got to clear something, right? Because I believe we could beat any team.
Any
The
team?
yeah, I believe we can, because anyone can win against anyone. But the possibility of doing it, that's a different reality.
Do you think you'll win against Arsenal?
I think we'll take points off.
I think
Arsenal.
I think we'll get at least a draw.
You guys
against
will
them.
So you get a
Competition.
draw against Arsenal, who are currently 1st and have beat City twice, but you won't do anything against City.
They couldn't even score against Aston Villa at home. We beat them twice. It's all
Yeah,
the
but
ifs and
it's
buts.
different with
They are first.
competition.
Huh?
Only
They're
team
first in the
take
league.
4 points off Liverpool
Okay.
and City.
When
They are currently performing better than City are.
so, but they'll have played 2
But they've
games
got a
more.
game. They've got a game
They'll
in
have played.
hand.
They'll have
But
played 2
City
games
haven't
No,
more.
I
won
mean
yet.
City got a game in hand.
No,
So
no.
that-
They'll have played 2 games more because they play Arsenal.
Games in hand,
Yeah.
bro.
They play Arsenal and Chelsea. That's not their fault. That's not their fault that they've got 2 games in hand.
That's not why. The fact is, you said that Man City are clearly the better team, therefore you don't believe you can win. But you've now just said that you believe you can get points against Arsenal.
A draw.
When they
a
are the
draw
better
is
team.
points.
Yeah.
A draw is points.
But that's still a result. You still get a result against Arsenal. If you take a point off someone who's going for a league title, that is a result.
Okay,
Yeah.
but just
And so you're saying you could do it there, even though logic's telling you you're not going to. You'll sit there and you'll say, yeah, you'll do it against them, but you can't do it against City. That doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. I'll tell you why.
Arsenal performed better.
Okay, so let me tell you why. Because you also have to look at history. I think in the last, 5 seasons, they've only won against us once in the league. Against United at home. So, we're looking at the history and it's like, even when Arsenal were way better than us last year, we took points off them.
Okay.
And a cup competition and a league is 2 different things. So, because I think we can get a result against Arsenal in the league, doesn't translate to a cup competition.
Let me ask you, if you're using history, then who's won more FA Cups?
Arsenal.
No, between you and City.
Yeah, but
Are we using history? You said it using history. Who's won more FA Cups?
I'm talking about recent history. You can't then go back throughout the whole of history.
Okay, if we're using recent
because you have to go recent history.
If we're using
the reason why I say recent history is because we would still have the kind of same players.
Let's use recent history. Who finishes above who in the league more often?
What would you class as recent history? How many years are we going? 10, 5?
Well, you can judge it as your history benchmark if you want to.
Okay. So what's the question? Go on.
Go on. Just ask the question.
Well, it became 2 different questions.
Okay.
So the first one is who won more FA Cups? So what benchmark do you want to use for this? How recent history do you want to go off of? Because it's your thing.
Oh, let's go like last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years.
Okay. So in that case, who finishes above who in the league between you and Arsenal more often?
Us, but we're talking about cups.
You don't finish above Arsenal more often. The last 5 seasons.
Yes.
You've finished above Arsenal more often.
Have you been watching the Prem? Yes, brother.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
I'll tell you now.
Yes, we do.
You were 3rd last season.
Yeah, okay, that's one.
You're currently, 7th? The season before that, what time did you finish? 4th?
21-22, Arsenal was above United. 2021, United was above Arsenal.
Go on.
19-20, United was above Arsenal.
So you got 2. Arsenal are going. This will be the 3rd.
Yeah, so this will be the decider.
This would put them on 3-2.
Yeah,
Okay.
3-2. So it's like obviously touch and go. It's
But yeah, you're
closer
still
than-
confident you'll get something.
Yeah. But I
Recent
don't get
history,
the point.
all these points don't make sense.
It does make sense, but I don't understand. I've just literally told you there's a difference between a cup and a league competition, and so I'm talking about when you're talking about league positions, we play other teams.
So are you
we're
saying
talking about
it's
head on head.
easier to get a result in the league?
Well, depends on the team. There's a lot of factors.
Will you tell me the difference between a cup and a league?
It depends on the stage of the cup.
Yeah.
Depends on the format. Depends
Exactly.
whether it's 2 legs or 1 leg.
But it also doesn't depend on what position in the league they're in, or it doesn't depend on what stage in the league they're in, or anything like that. None of that's relevant.
I just don't understand where we're going with this.
Yeah, I don't.
No, the fact
actually
is
understand.
you're saying the league and cups are different.
Yeah.
So therefore you can't compare them. I'm asking you what makes it different.
Well, you play more.
I've just told you.
You play
What
more
have
games
you
in the
told me?
league. You play more teams in the league.
Yeah.
Right,
But-
I
but
still don't understand why
I
that would
don't
impact
understand-
your
so I
ability
don't
to beat Arsenal.
Like, okay, Arsenal are playing great, but like,
The fact is, and because you guys seem to be lost in the point here.
I don't think you're making
You
a great
said
point, mate.
you can get something from Arsenal. In the
Yeah.
league.
they're
You can't get something against City, even though Arsenal, as
No,
of right
that's
now,
what we said.
you just said you won't beat City. You won't do anything against them.
I said we could beat City, but the likelihood is not.
But you're saying it's you will. You think you believe
you're
the
comparing
likelihood
two
is you
different
believe
teams.
you'll get a draw against Arsenal.
Yeah, based on recent history.
but you
Based
can
on, but my point is, based on recent history, Arsenal perform better than you in the league.
okay,
But we're talking about, but I told you with the league, you're then starting to bring.
But
in
then
all
you
these other
said
teams.
it's different between the league and the cup, and I'm asking you how is it
So
different?
when we're going head to head, I think with this, and I don't think we're going to agree, so we might have to move on. But we're talking about head to head with Arsenal, right? Head to head with Arsenal, regardless of where we finish the league, they haven't beat us that many times at home. So that would suggest we could get something done with them. Head to head with City in cups, we haven't done great against them. So I just base it on that. You can bring in all these other metrics, which is fine, but that's not what I'm basing on why we could get a point against Arsenal compared to City. So
when you base whether you're going to beat a team or not, you look at all your recent results and that's it. That's what you base that decision on,
no,
And
based
other
on how
things.
you've done head to head.
yeah.
that game goes back a long way. They don't do well at Old Trafford. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
I
And
think
Do well at Etihad either, and took something from there.
Huh?
We didn't do well at Etihad and Anfield. We've taken Arteta's the only manager since Klopp and Pep have been there to get 4 points off both in the same season. So
Yeah, but if
things
you-
change.
Okay,
so
but-
the fact that you can talk about Old Trafford history, cool. The fact that we've taken 4 points off Klopp and Pep, I'm sorry, but we're coming to OT. I'm confident.
And you still won't win the league.
No,
though. So,
I
doesn't
think
matter
all I
if
would
you
say
take
is-
4 out of 6.
In the words of
Till
Eric Ten
mathematics
Hag,
card, we're still in there.
errors come to an end. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that guy needs to go. I swear to God. I'm sick to death of
But one
him.
of the things we should talk about is the little Instagram reel that you put on, right? If anyone who hasn't seen Speak the Game, or the reel that we posted. So,
Okay,
Josh,
so I'll say what I said. So I said on TikTok and Instagram, I will do whatever the most liked comment says on Instagram and TikTok if Coventry knock United out of the FA Cup. At one point I thought I was having to do.
so the thing you would
most
have had
liked
to
comment.
do, the most liked comment was, run the length of Africa. Hardest Geezer
I was
part
looking at
2.
flights the other day for him.
I'd have gotten to Ross, I'd be like, yo, sort me out with this route.
Oh, mate, it should have been something else. It should be like Asia or something.
Some of them comments were outrageous.
Yeah, they were outrageous.
I'm
so
not sure
just
if you want to
read out
read
some
some
of
out.
my favorites, right?
Is that TikTok or Instagram you're on?
Some on Instagram. So there was one.
Should get TikTok.
TikTok,
I'll get
yeah.
TikTok.
Is TikTok one the better one?
No, there's a few, but go for
We'll
your.
rotate.
Okay, so there was one pretty lengthy, but I'll go ahead because I did like it. So it was fly to a small town in Thailand, get accepted by their people, learn the language, train in Muay Thai for a year and a half, fight in a tournament, win the tournament, return to the USA. Don't know why the USA, because we live in England.
You're
but
not
there
from
you
the
go.
USA.
And join the UFC, stay in shape, go undefeated in your weight class, retire, and do an interview saying this comment was the reason why you fought so hard. Imagine he had to actually commit to that.
UFC, everything.
Yeah.
We have some weird people in the comments. Because on TikTok,
What?
and it's concerning that it was one of the leading comments. Someone said, "Spread your cheeks on live." Hey, yo, you need help.
Spread your cheeks.
Pause.
That is wild.
People liked it.
Yeah.
People were liking it as well.
That is actually wild.
This guy wants you dead.
Someone has demons. Spread your cheeks
The one
live.
that I was like, that this is like, you want to kill Josh. Was like, wear a Liverpool top at the old, in Old Trafford.
Yeah.
So rooting for the other team every time they score.
Oh,
Oh my
You're
god.
dead.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
This would be a 3-man pod real quick.
if you actually went into it, like, imagine going into a home support with the other team's top,
cheering for the team they're playing.
Yeah.
even if that wasn't the team they were playing. Like, honestly,
Paper cutting between your toes and fingers and dip it in vinegar
I
and
saw
salt.
that.
Oh,
For 3 minutes.
someone just wants to see someone.
That's really specific.
I
as
don't.
well.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
type that comment in and they watch the video and say, "What's this about?" Oh,
Honestly, that was great.
just out of
What
curiosity,
was
Josh,
this
if you
about?
like, let's say if you had to pick one, which one would you want to do out of all the ones that we just said?
The one that would have took the longest and the most expensive, but probably would have been a good journey, would have been the run to Africa.
A good journey. Or at least you'd find yourself, I guess.
Oh.
By that point, Eric Ten Hag will still be on there. Do you know what I mean? Still clutching those little wins. Anyway, Scottish Cup semi-final. Did you guys watch the Aberdeen Celtic game? Should I recap?
I seen the shootout. I seen Joe Hart nearly mess it up.
Oh,
I was rooting for him to mess it up.
I've never wanted Celtic to lose so much in my life. I mean, I always want Celtic to lose. That was pretty consistent in this world. But I couldn't believe it. There was a point where actually VR apparently, and I didn't see this part, but where it looked like there was a VAR decision on Aberdeen to get a penalty, but they pulled it back for a foul like ages before, and it wasn't even really a foul. Like, some of the decisions in there I thought was wild.
There's one where one of the Aberdeen players got cleaned out in the box, and I don't think they went to VAR.
No, VR, I think this was the one that was on the edge and they couldn't work out if it was in the
okay.
box or not. So then didn't give it. Like, I actually think, how do we make our country seem more of a joke?
Do you
with
tend to
decisions
play?
like that?
So in that Scottish Cup, and is there a Scottish League Cup? Do you tend
Yeah.
to play Celtic in the final quite a
Listen.
lot? Or
We've already won the League Cup, big man, right? Don't worry about it.
Who did you play in the final for that?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, okay.
who did
Yeah,
you,
smoked them.
when you won the Scottish Cup last time? Who did you play in the final? Do you know?
2 seasons ago, we played
Yeah.
Hearts.
Oh,
And
okay.
beat them. Honestly, our record against Hearts is amazing. See, whenever we need a morale boost, trust Hearts to give it to us. Honestly, we're getting peppered by everyone. Then we get Hearts and we just cruise to a 2-0 win.
I'm just trying to work out the
Honestly.
consistency of how many times you meet Celtic in the final of the cups.
Recently,
record
it's
with
not
them?
been that consistent. But we would normally see Celtic in the final. Like, if we don't, the likelihood is whichever team is out, the other one's going to win it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we get put out quite early on, like who does Celtic go in it?
Yeah.
Although I say that the season we won, like St Johnston won both.
Ambulance.
Johnston did the ambulance team.
chasing.
Ambulance team did the double. It was I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you shitting me? We just cleared out Celtic, won every Old Firm, cruising to it, undefeated in the league, and we still lose both the League Cup and the Scottish Cup. And I'm like,
But you could lose the league. You could lose the league before you play the final.
yeah, but we won't.
How confident are you going to Celtic and getting a result?
I'm gonna put
You
you
know
in
what?
that position.
Yeah, yeah.
Watching-
Are
You
you going
think
to win
you'll win?
against Celtic?
You know what? See, if you'd asked me last weekend, I'd be like, oh, we're fucked. But having watched them play Aberdeen, I'm like, we could beat them. We could beat them.
So in your whole heart, you believe you're going to win against Celtic?
I think we will.
Thing with the cup games though, they always offer some kind of like fruity, like obviously you've just seen what Coventry did, but
Yeah.
like I feel like I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like cups.
2-0 down at Ibrox to come back 3-3. And obviously this banter about it being a moral victory, stuff like that, which I don't really understand. But to then watch Aberdeen go 1-0 down, bring it back, 1-0 up, go 2-1 down, bring it back to 2-2, go into extra time, go 3-2 down and bring it back to 3-3. Celtic just have an inability to defend. And so do we, but if we've got our attackers ready, good to go, I don't see why we couldn't.
Not that I should rely on TikTok for like education, but a lot of people say this Celtic team is like one of the worst in a long time.
One of the worst.
Is it actually? Yeah.
It's terrible.
And still getting results against Rangers.
And still beating us, yeah.
Like-
I'm actually. Why do you think you won the league? Because they have to play Hearts. I don't know what it is about Hearts. Just don't like roll over for us, but just turn up against Celtic. They've beaten them twice. Every time Celtic have win, Hearts 2-0 loss, win, Hearts 2-0 loss, twice. At Celtic Park, Hearts beat them twice, 2-0. Then at Tynecastle, which is Hearts Stadium, they beat them 2-0 again.
Do you know who they play before they play you? Celtic. Do you know who Celtic play next?
I've not actually looked at their fixtures. I've only looked at ours. But
You better pray, boy. Because
Nah,
you
it-
told me
the
your last three results
problem-
against Celtic. It ain't looking good.
well, yeah, 1-0, 2-1, 3-3.
But yeah, so out of a possible 9, they've got 7 points against you.
And yet they're only 3 points ahead. See if we'd won one of them, like fuck me. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, on to the Rangers game. They dropped Connor Golson, which might not mean anything to either of you, but
No.
it means something to you. Connor Golson doesn't get dropped. Like that is the fact.
Yeah.
Like he is Rangers. Imagine Ten Hag dropping Rashford for playing poorly.
Whoa. Nah, it's a bit of a stretch. I'd
Oh,
say.
no, Golson's better.
Nah, I'd say it's equivalent
Behave
to.
yourself.
I'd say Goldson dropping Onana.
Yeah, like it's like dropping
Someone like that. Onana.
Yeah.
key player. And he dropped him for a semi-cup final because he's not playing well. That's what I like about Big Phil, is he's not afraid to drop players. Like if you're not playing well, no matter who you are, he'll drop you.
Fair
He
play.
pulled Cantwell off after 30 minutes and he wasn't playing well.
What, today?
I need
No,
Arteta to make
that was in Europe.
Where did the big Phil come from? Is he like 6'6" or something?
Nah,
Have you seen Phil?
Nah, he's just a big
he's
brute.
an angry ball
Honestly,
man.
Phil, bro.
Nah.
He's actually an angry ball
He will
man.
make
I
you
actually
spread your
love him.
cheeks.
I actually love him. He would make
Hey,
you
yo.
spread your cheeks live on TikTok. Yeah, actually, I would play well just on the fear that he would give me like the biggest bollocking in my life. Like I actually couldn't.
Oh.
But you know what? I'm happy with the result. I'll take it nonetheless.
Whilst we're talking about the FA Cup, have you seen the announcement about the replays for next season?
Yeah, they're scrapping the replays, right?
Are you happy about that?
Depends.
I would say this, right? It doesn't really affect us as big. I'd say I forgot that you're a Rangers fan, but as the big teams, because
Man saying big team about to finish 9th. Yeah, I hear that.
you keep dropping our position.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of this episode, yeah, man says big team. You're about to finish 15th.
I
We're
wouldn't
gonna be
put
the
it back.
championship.
Hey, Chelsea.
We said
Listen.
7th, then you said 8th, 9th. Yeah. Man said big team.
Chelsea, we taking top 6.
Imagine they overtake us.
They've got a game in hand and
Nah.
3 points behind you.
Honestly,
And obviously better goal difference.
night Cole Palmer if that happens.
Night Coventry.
No, night Cole Palmer if that happens, because
I think they play
no
Chelsea
chance.
next.
Yeah, we got them Tuesday.
Yeah,
please don't do the regular Arsenal bar league.
We've got a good record against Chelsea in recent times, so it's all
Yeah, continue it, okay? Because
Listen.
we can't be getting the.
You're relying on
we'll
Chelsea.
We'll get the dub, but then
Yeah.
can you man hold your own? Because you
We'll
got
try.
Superhouse, Superpower, what
Sheffield United at
Sheffield
home.
United.
Hey, if we
They've got
lose-
nothing to play for, so
if we
they're going to
lose to
start doing
them.
tiki taka.
I
It
just
always happens. End of
They
the
ain't going to
season,
start Giga
the
pressing.
team that's relegated, they start balling up. I'm like, brother, where was this? They're paying for their contracts and their families, bro.
Make-
That's why they're going to do that.
Yeah.
McBurney hat trick.
Yeah.
Brewster playing like R9.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But like, good. Like, yeah. I hope they don't turn up.
Hey, we
But you
went
never
on a
know.
bit of
But
a
with
tangent here.
with the
Replays.
FA Cup, I was gonna say, I'm against it. Only reason being, and it was actually one of my friends who made this point. Who he supports, Reading. It was like for these smaller clubs, or like for someone in League One or League Two, that replay is a huge benefit in terms of the finances it brings those smaller clubs. In terms of like being able to potentially stay in the leagues that they're in, or acquire players that would help them challenge to promotion. So I think for the like health of English football, I don't think it should have been scrapped, but probably for like on a selfish standpoint, if I was talking about my team, where if we were to flop and then we have to go and play, I don't know, Bristol City again in a replay, I'm glad that doesn't have to happen, because we'll just like knock them out.
You think like a 5th round replay of like Tranmere Rovers not getting that game is going to decline the health of English football?
Because these smaller clubs rely on the finances they get from the replay. So
That's on the basis that they even get a result against these big teams, which how often does that happen?
it happens.
I mean, Coventry's a good example, but
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't get a replay in the semi-finals.
I wouldn't.
It just benefits the bigger
I wouldn't
teams,
get rid
that's
of replays, like you said, for the smaller teams. Because, like, for example, say, like, obviously we banter about Man United, but you guys are obviously still a big club. Say, like, you came to, like, I don't know, like, let's say Reading, for example. Man United come to Reading hold you to a 0-0. The excitement for the players and the fans, oh my God, we got an away day to Old Trafford. It's still a big deal for them.
Yeah,
The replays shouldn't be scrapped. It's more, for me personally, it's like the Carabao Cup, these, like, legs.
But you're
The
saying
first,
a
second,
replay,
scrap that.
could
Just
still-
one game done.
they could still have the big day at Old Trafford if the game happens to be at Old Trafford.
but sometimes it isn't.
Right. But then that's on the basis that even if they get home, they then have to try and get a draw. To do it, they're not guaranteed they're going to get that replay anyway.
I'd scrap replays after. So let's be honest. Like when it gets to, was it 5th round where all the big teams are still in it and like
Yeah.
what Bills go? Once we get to a certain round, scrap replays. Like from then onwards, then you have them. But when you get to a certain round, just start doing knockouts straight away.
Is the actual reason to decrease the amount of fixture congestion? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
that
because
yeah.
the new Champions League format is going to be played on the days that the
Replays would have
cups
been
would have been played on.
The Champions League
So
format.
they're moving all the FA Cup games will now be on the weekend.
I'm looking forward to the new format.
I'm
I'm
not.
excited for
yeah,
it.
of course.
Also-
We're not fucking going to be in it.
The FA Cup, Dad,
Man said I'm not.
you're gonna have to
I
pay.
forgot.
You're gonna have to pay for FA Cup soon.
Is the
Listen, Conference League will be fine for you next season.
Behave yourself.
depends what right.
That's what- your head is for.
Doesn't the FA Cup just guarantee you Europa League?
No, not so. You have to win the FA. Nice are sitting 5th.
Yeah, 47 points.
You keep forgetting about that fact. Nice are sitting 5th, heading
Jim
to the Europa
Ratcliffe,
League.
get rid of Nice straight away.
Yeah, we're 7th and Tottenham are 10 points ahead. We ain't catching Tottenham.
So at this point, unless Nice get Champions League and unless you win the FA Cup, you're not getting Europa League.
Nah, you know
Nice.
Girona's got Europe. Europe now. Europe.
Europa, yeah,
Europe.
yeah,
What?
but are they Champions League?
I've done edition Europe.
Right, okay, because no, that probably means they can't fall out of a European spot
But they
at this
haven't.
point, but they're not guaranteed Champions League yet.
Well, are they third currently or fourth?
They're 3rd, I think.
Who's this, sorry?
Girona.
in the La Liga.
But then that's another thing that just City not
Third,
get
yeah.
Champions. No, because City are sitting 1st or 2nd, so they would get Champions League either way.
But I think the company.
No.
I think
Girona will play in Europe next season
Yeah,
that could be Conference League.
for the first time in their history.
Yeah,
But I thought
but
you can't have
it's-
Europe full stop.
No, you can. You could be in a
Oh,
different
just
competition.
oh.
Yeah, you
think
just
it
can't be in the
Who's
same.
Girona's owners?
Man
Man
City.
City.
Kind of City group.
I think it depends how many shares they've got of each. Because apparently, if you've got like 25% or less of the other club, you can allow them into the competition at the same time. Apparently,
Well, whatever it is, Nice will stop you getting Europa League.
is the format of the Europa League and the Conference League changing as well? So it's
Yeah,
all kind
they're
of
all
one.
the same.
all
No
the
drop
same.
downs.
No drop downs. So like Sevilla dropping down to 3rd, winning Europa League. That's stopping.
That can't. Yeah.
I'm interested. Why aren't you interested? Why are you not excited for the new format?
Again, it's too much football for these boys. I'm not gonna lie. I like agree with like some of the managers now. It's like everything is done now to just have it so that more football is being played and getting more money in. But I don't want it to be where there's more and more football, but then the quality's dropping off because so many players are getting injured.
I don't.
Because
Sorry, that point you made goes back to the like FA Cup
I
replays
was
and
about
stuff
to
like
bring
that.
that up, yeah, that
because
doesn't make
these big
sense.
teams that are talking about we don't want replays your squads are twice the size of some of these little boys.
Yeah.
Give your youngsters a tryout then.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I guess the two things I don't really understand, and kind of what you mentioned, like when you were talking about the fifth round replay, say, yeah, we should do it because it gets more money for smaller teams.
Yeah.
It's better for them, right? Then, but it would mean that your team has to play more games.
Yeah.
Your argument against the Champions League is your team would have to play more games. However, because it's now a league setup where the top 8 qualify automatically, the next 16 go into a playoff, which means more teams will get more European football for longer. So your smaller teams will get more money. You're then against it.
Yeah.
Do you see how those...
But I'll tell you why. Because anyone who's... Most of the teams who are actually qualifying for Champions Leagues aren't actually small teams. You get it for some of them in like, for instance, like, I don't know, Malmo or something in Sweden. But typically the sort of money that they would get in the Champions League for like playing an additional rounds or additional games, it's not actually that much for that team because they're already a big team if you're qualifying for Champions League. Yeah. Most teams in the Champions League are quite...
Who was it that beat Real Madrid like 2 seasons ago in the group stages?
oh,
Is it like FC Sheriff or something like that?
the left back
You're
was
telling me they're already a big
Yeah,
team.
but they're like in the
the left back
minority.
at halftime had to go on Twitter for the club to like tweet
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Came back on.
Yeah, but
telling me that's a
I
big team.
understand for that. I understand for those teams, but how many of those teams are there really in the Champions League?
But that's the thing. There will now be more of those teams. There's more teams in it. There's more games, and these
But
teams
more
are now.
teams from
It's
what-
just,
but
it's
how-
just a
and
way
then
to get the
even-
Super
I don't
League.
know.
Even if that was the case, Europa League, where you've got a lot more of those smaller teams, will now have football, European football, till after Christmas, with more money, more games, and they've got a much better chance of qualifying. I'm unclear how you could make the argument that the fifth round should be for the benefit of the small teams with more money, but Europe do it, and you're like, no, that's too much.
I've told you why. So let me tell you. I'm talking about the Champions League. Okay, if you're talking about Europa League as well.
But I'm talking about European football because they're all doing the same format.
Yeah. I would simply say even with the Europa League and everything, if you're making those type of competitions, you're probably a team who aren't struggling financially. You're not in the, for instance, when I was talking about the FA Cup, you can get a team who's non-league, not non-league, but like League Two, which could be struggling massively financially, where an extra, I don't know, 200k, 300k for a replay is huge. Whereas in Europe, if you're making any sort of European competition, getting an extra, I don't know what the price pot is, whatever it is, let's say it's 400-500k for a team, it's probably negligible.
So with that in mind, you wouldn't put Hearts as a small team.
Who?
Hearts.
I wouldn't put Hearts as a small team.
Hearts is a Scottish
You put
team.
Hearts as a big team.
Big enough where probably a replay isn't going to, or more game in Europe isn't going to benefit them that much.
You don't think more European football will benefit a Scottish team?
I said big enough.
Okay, interesting.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Back to the FA Cup again. If would you be for it if they said we'd scrap the Carabao, the prize money for Carabao goes to the FA Cup? Do you think more teams would be more invested in the cups? Because we've had this conversation where obviously we see what Coventry did today, but you've seen other teams that like the Evertons,
Isn't the prize money for the FA Cup over $1 million?
Yeah, but
He's talking about the Carabao Cup.
But so if we
Yeah,
scrap
but
the
I mean,
Carabao
is
Cup,
the prize money for the FA Cup right now is already over $1 million. Prize money for the Carabao Cup. The Scottish League Cup has higher prize money than the Carabao Cup.
I'll confirm that. Let's have
Yeah, it does.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like in terms of like this whole FA Cup, because the thing is, let's be honest, you could change the form, you could change no replays and stuff like that for FA Cups. It's still going to be Premier League teams, always one of them in the final all the time. So it's just like, because all these little teams, they're either trying to, like you said, oh, if we get to this round, we've made this money, that's us done. Or you're getting like these lower Premier League teams who are trying to, they're just taking the mick out of the cup. So like Everton, who do they think they are to rotate their side heavy for an FA Cup game? I'm like, you're not doing anything else. This should be a priority.
Well, I mean, Everton's a little different. Everton are fighting for survival, but if you're looking at your,
It's not like West Ham's.
West Ham with the, they
Like Wolves
might
and stuff.
they might get Europe, but realistically,
I'm like, your squad's still good
They're
enough to
struggling.
like go for
Yeah.
cups.
According to an article in February this year for the Carabao Cup, so I'm not gonna include like first round winners and stuff. I'll go to the semi-finalists. So the semi-finalists get 25k each. The runner-up only gets 50k each. 50k for that. Fuck me, 50k for the runner-up, and the winner gets 100k.
My gosh, when Man City win that's not even
That's how
paying
they
1
get
week's wages of their
That's just
player.
their like man of the match. There you go.
Yeah,
And
There's your bonus.
There's no European spots tied to that either, is there?
I don't think so. No.
Like why?
FA Cup prize winnings. That's
And there you go. That's why Everton rotate their squad. Because what is the
Because
point?
even if they like just have
but
a one place higher finish,
But then
they
this,
probably get way
this
more
brings
bread.
my point.
Well, it's like I know what you mean because
It's
if
just-
for the fans,
Yeah, like
it's
the
gonna be way
fans-
more memorable winning the Carabao Cup.
I'm hearing teams
Than
like
surviving in the Premier
Then
League.
like maybe for
It's
I
the-
don't know. Then no, like, I'm not talking about a team who survived, but let's say a team who's like a West Ham where if
It's not
they
even that. It's the Sky Sports posted a video talking to Villa fans. The Villa fans are like, no, we don't want the Conference League. We want top 4. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but what you got to do, obviously you get the money, but your fans want a trophy. But people are like, nah. Scrap, like, majority of fans want a trophy, but they're like, nah, scrap that. We want top 4. We want Champions League football. I was like, what? Like you always say, the aim is to win trophies, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, top 4, yeah, you get your money, but I'd rather get the trophy first.
You'd always want to.
Yeah.
But this goes into my point of what I was talking about last time we were on here about would I take a semi-final in the Champions League for the money, knowing that it would benefit me for years to come, than win the one Premier League. And then you said that no, you'd rather trophies. But then just there, when we were talking about Everton rotating their squad to stay in the league rather than win the Carabao Cup, you're like, yeah, that makes sense for them to do that.
That is ridiculous.
well staying in the league is different.
Is it? Because they're choosing money over silverware.
Well, they're choosing. Well, they're choosing to stay in a league.
Yeah, so they're choosing money over silverware. Because they're still going to be in a league.
Yeah, because
They still get,
different.
I'm sure they get.
They'll stay in the
parachute
league,
payment
it's
for
It's
staying in the
different.
league.
It's
It's not-
different.
it's not
It's different
like-
because it's English football and your teams decide to rotate for cups and don't take cups seriously. You can't apply it to one and then not apply it to the other.
I think everyone should take up seriously.
I think
Every
they should
cup.
take cups seriously.
Every team should take
I
up
think some
seriously.
teams need to have a reality check of what they are.
Massively.
£2 million you get for the FA Cup if you win it.
Yeah, there's more prize money for the FA Cup.
No
than
wonder
it is in
fucking
England.
Coventry were giving it legs. Jesus
I know.
Christ, man. 2
2
million.
million.
Even what's the like runners
I
up?
didn't see the runners up. It was second.
Even the
ages
runners
ago.
up will probably be decent for
It's
Cov.
crazy. The prize money for the FA Cup's almost the same as the prize for the Prem in the Scottish Premier
Because
League.
a couple of seasons ago, we played Lincoln. Arsenal played Lincoln, and the money that Arsenal made, Wenger just gave it to Lincoln, and Lincoln opened training facilities with it. Because that's how crazy like it helps these little clubs.
Let me try and get the FA Cup. The
So-
runners up.
I guess I'll ask you two quickly. So, are you happy with the new format of the Europe?
Yeah, I suppose it offers something we haven't seen before, I believe. And what I'm thinking is the best will play the best on a more consistent basis.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the competition,
I think
Yeah, I
they
get that.
played.
Yeah.
They played 2 pot 1 teams, 2 pot 2 teams, 2 pot 3 teams, 2 pot 4 teams. So that's their 8 games.
do you think it's just
like a Real versus?
Yeah,
like
they
Liverpool
will
straight
have
away.
to play 2 pot 1 teams. So Man City would have to play Bayern Munich at least, or something like that, on one of those fixtures twice.
if I'm going to be honest, I haven't read too much into it. I've gone off what you've said and explained, but I'm trying to think if there's any cons.
I'm your ball knowledge.
I'm trying
appreciate
to.
that.
I'm trying to see if there's any cons or if there's any like. Not too sure about that.
The con is big teams, as you might call it. Although you're saying any team in Europe's probably a big team.
It's just a way to get super.
Within context, don't do that. I put it in context.
Rangers Football Club.
Unless we just class the
Biggest
big
team in the
teams
world.
as the teams in like the top 8 or the better of the teams in the 16 below.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like smaller teams are more likely now to qualify for knockouts. Like 16 teams. Out with your standard top 8,
Yeah.
which is your PSGs, your Real Madrids, your Man Cities. They'll be gone. They'll be into the next round.
Can you imagine they drop
You're
out?
16.
Yeah.
I know, imagine.
It's like
You-
Bayern
you find
versus
that you scrape-
Bayern versus
you're-
Real Madrid. Real Madrid need to win to just qualify.
Imagine you're 16th. You scrape into 16th and City drop into, what? 9th.
Yeah.
And you get City, be like, brother, really? Scrape
So
16?
not like a bastard.
So do you still play everyone twice?
So, no. You play
See, that's where I'm
each team once.
confused with this, with
So-
how it works.
They increase the number of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Then they split the teams into the 4 pots.
Uh-huh.
And you'll play 2 different teams from each pot.
Okay.
Just once.
Just once.
What stadium? Home away? Is it like
It's randomly drawn.
Okay.
Your managers.
You will have the equal number of home and equal number of away games.
Yeah.
But it's random.
Okay. Right, so you-
Hang on, one sec. Notification.
Ten Hag.
Man United manager sees a narrow win over Coventry as an achievement.
Not an embarrassment.
Oh, my God. Get this man out, please.
Oh, I
this
actually
man
can't
out.
believe he's still in the job.
Achievement. Man said achievement.
To be fair, the manager market is trash right now. Like, I don't know who you're gonna get.
Please not
That's gonna-
Southgate. Please not Southgate. Please not
The only one that I'd probably say that would do a job at United, Hansi Flick.
Yeah, he could do
I
well.
think he'd do well.
No idea.
Right, but we have to say about
he's
the
one
new
of-
format, and then we haven't even spoken about Champions League.
As in, like,
I know he was
yeah.
trying to hope
But-
to go past all this.
No,
Yeah,
just-
I was like,
we
let
can
me.
say Champions
I
League.
want to be coming for you, son, for the Champions League. So let me get
Some
on this
lose to
topic.
Bayern, some scrape come for me,
Let's
bro.
go.
I'm ready.
Some scrape
About you
Coventry.
winning the Champions League. Where's all that chat now? son?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go to You wanted to ask people if they're for or against the new format, right?
There's only Erie left. Oh, I'm for the format. I think it's good.
I'm against. What do you say?
I'm against.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't think
It's just another way to secretly have the Super League, like with
Yeah.
keeping everyone.
Sometimes I don't think I know you.
The having groups is amazing. Like,
Yeah, I reckon. So. All right.
Is it?
I think having groups is amazing. I love the group.
Do you think
the
that
way
they
the
could-
groups?
Do you think they could ever go back, or is that it now? There's only one way now. It's the new format, and that's what it's going to stay
Are we
for.
are we ever gonna see like back then where you used to see like Celtic beat Barcelona 1-0 and stuff like that?
Well,
How,
Tony,
how
what-
would you?
just to
How
try
would you
and-
not still see that?
I don't
I mean,
think
that's not really the
Yeah.
one I'd like you to highlight, but all right.
but I don't know. The groups are so much better,
I agree.
You've not even
especially
seen,
when you have like that one group when God forbid your team's in it, but a group of death. It's like, haha.
yeah, it's the group of death.
I suppose every new piece of technology and format's always going to get slander until we actually see it.
Oh
in
yeah, it'll
action.
work, but we'll see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be better, but nonetheless. Anyway, we're on to the last four of the Champions League.
Listen.
I blame Arteta for that. They lost twice to Bayern as well. That's the thing. You lost twice to Bayern and finished bottom of your group. Anyway,
I love it.
Arteta screwed us over, man. It's like
You didn't even look like you went there to play
Havertz's
football.
best performance is for Arsenal have been up top, right? Keep him there, brother. Well, how we go? We should have won the first leg. We didn't. We're going to the second leg. We need to win this. We know Bayern gonna have their fans. What does Arteta go and do? All right, man, like Havertz, you stay in. Let's put you in midfield. We bring on Zinchenko. I'm like, brother, why are you ruining everything? You saw our win and run, and he just starts to change it up.
But don't you think there's also an argument to be said? The reason why he might have started Trossard up top is because every single time you bring him on, it's like he saves your bacon.
But
Yeah,
you
every
were
time we
losing.
bring him on.
that's what I was
But
going
then,
to
yeah, but he's like, but he's like, okay, so last game, I brought him on and he scraped so we could draw. Maybe if I start him now, he's got a bit more time to score goals. You can also see it from that angle.
It's hit and miss for me. Martinelli, I don't know what's gone on with him.
Were you happy with the performance that you gave at Bayern? Because you weren't in the game. I'm gonna be real.
they
Like
lost.
the difference between let's say for instance, no, but the thing
I'm
is,
going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm happy with how we played.
no,
Yeah, happy we lost the game, you know what I mean?
So, like, you can actually, because for instance, so let's look at yours. I was like, you guys didn't really have that many opportunities. You look at Man City versus Real Madrid. Man City could be happy with that.
Yeah, but
performance.
then
They
based
lost.
on
I
that
don't think
logic,
City would be happy either.
Bayern didn't really
What?
have that many.
Did you not hear Pep? He
Bayern-
said we did absolutely everything. We were very dominant, but we didn't score the goals. They were happy with the performance.
Would you? Because you lost.
Yeah,
You can have a good performance.
they were
and still
huge favourites as well.
I don't.
remember
I
you
don't
telling
think
me
you could ever come out of a game like that and say,
That's
yeah, I'm
Pep
happy
lost.
with everything we did.
Well, Pep
But
said,
you lost.
Yeah.
Pep said that.
Yeah, well, what
You could be happy
Champions
with
League
the
trophies
performance,
you
but
going to
then
win this year?
not happy with the way that the result ended.
Did you hear?
They're two different things.
Did you hear Pep complaining about the fact that they played on Wednesday and then played on Saturday when Chelsea and United, who haven't played this week,
Oh, as in like the FA Cup.
Yeah.
because
He
they
was
played
saying
on
why
Wednesday and they
could
played
they-
on Saturday.
Yeah.
You said
He
why
was
couldn't
complaining.
City beat today and United just today? Like today's game yesterday and
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, listen, it happens every time. You know, as soon as results stop going certain managers,
Yeah,
ways,
yeah,
man, they want to be on their high horse saying, "Oh, well, this isn't right." Look at Big Ange at Tottenham. Every time, first he's sitting having jokes about he just copies Pep every week. Then he starts losing. Now he's sitting talking about everything. You know, fans and the distractions and players, and he doesn't want people that just want to go for top four. Brother, you're not getting anything else. Like,
oh yeah. If you want Champions League football, don't come
to Spurs.
Oh, brother, what?
Oh, you're not going to get any players then?
They ain't going to get top four anyway, no.
Could do.
Aren't they sitting fourth?
Nah, they're
They're
No,
6 points better.
Aston Villa are 6 points clear.
Oh, wow.
And they got to play Arsenal on the weekend.
Oh, I
They've
know.
had
You
fifth-
could be. You could
Tottenham
be in a
shirt.
top.
They've had 15 days.
You could
rest
have
as
more
well.
Tottenham tops than you have Arsenal.
It's not happening.
Hang on, say that again. I don't think you heard that. Say that again.
You could have more Tottenham tops than Arsenal.
By the way, as a
I mean,
as
you guys
an
wanna waste
Arsenal
money on
fan,
Tottenham tops.
No,
It's
not
healthy
even
then.
one Arsenal top.
Huh?
I'd say the
It
only
should be a shame.
one
I should
thing
be
that
ashamed of what?
one thing that
Well-
concerns me is with us winning the semi-final. There's now another Old Firm, so another 2 times I might have to wear a Celtic top.
Will.
I don't think I will.
Not even once.
No, I don't think I'll wear it once.
Wow.
That's odd,
I can't
considering
wait to get it out.
considering that Celtic beat you twice this season. So
Yeah, they didn't beat us last time though, did they? Didn't wear a top last time, did I? Big Ravi Matondo.
Oh, Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. We had a little discussion off camera.
oh yeah,
Like, it's not as clear this year as it usually is. Like, no more Messi, no more Ronaldo. Before we discuss, who do you think is going to win it? Just say player.
Mbappe.
Really?
Oh, at the same time. You know what?
Hold on. Who you going
Go
for?
I think it goes off either if Mbappe wins the Euros or Jude wins the league and the Champions League.
Really?
But he doesn't win the
Jude.
Euros.
Hear me out.
No,
I'm going
'cause
rogue.
if Mbappe wins the Euros, Jude can't win the Euros.
But what if he wins the league and the Champions League and Mbappe wins the Euros?
That's what I just said. I think Jude will win it if he gets the Champions League and the league. But if he only wins, let's say the league, for example, and Mbappe wins the Euros, I think Mbappe will get it. Because he will have obviously
I'm
won the
sorry,
French
but
league as
even
well.
if that happens and Jude wins it, I'm like, no, it should still be Mbappe.
Mbappe,
Yeah.
really? Sure.
Yeah,
I'm backing Kane. Hear me
Nah,
out.
Kane's not winning it.
I'm backing Kane. Say Bayern win Champions League, the goal scoring season he's had, and then he carries England to Euros. I feel like the Euros this season is going to be
Euros
what
will
decide.
determine it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
determine who it is.
I wonder if what if obviously Kane wins the Euros because obviously Jude's there as well. So it's like
Depends who wins Champions League as well.
You know, a bit
you
of
know what
a
we're forgetting about as well. Do you know Mbappe could also go to the Olympics? Because there's that clause where in the under 21 squad, you're allowed to have three players who are over 21. However, I think there's something with like Real Madrid where they don't want him to go because it'll conflict with like their scheduling for next season. So he might not appear. But imagine if Mbappe
gold in the Olympics.
goes, wins the Euros, wins the Champions League, and then wins the Olympic.
man scores about 88 goals.
Jeez.
I
And
know,
that
I
under
bet-
21
I
squad.
bet-
He's already got a World Cup in his bag as
Bit-
well.
Yeah.
Bit of a rogue shout here, you know, a little late Scott McToss.
Mate.
You ain't getting
All
out.
right.
Get him the team of the year.
Honestly,
Come on, mate, he's got
my goal. Man will win Euros.
What?
Him and McGinn.
Do you think you'll get out the groups in the Euros?
No.
Ah, so you come for me when I say that I don't think my team will win the FA Cup,
Yeah.
but you don't think
To
that
be fair,
Scotland.
he's always hated Scotland ever
I
since.
don't
we met him.
hate Scotland.
You've never backed him ever since we met you.
In-
Has he ever
listen,
said one thing that's not
listen,
Scottish national team?
The fact is, right, when
You know what? He
sit-
only ever says it when they're winning.
Isn't
the
it like
fact is, when you sit and have
Tupperware.
Rangers players go in the park
Bastard.
and then get booed by Scottish fans, why am I going to like
I
that?
was just going to say, isn't there some kind of correlation?
Why am
between
I going to
Rangers?
sit and
Oh,
watch
you
that
love
and
it
think,
when
yeah,
you're
let me
winning,
back
though.
this team?
You love it when you're winning. You're like, all right, big Scott McGinn. Da, 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 da.
I like Bam
little
and you
J
men
man.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you celebrate if
This
they won
guy.
it though?
Yeah, of course he will.
I'd celebrate. Yeah, well, obviously we won the Euros, then yeah, I would enjoy it. But I'm of the view, like, and I'd enjoy it more
On a bender
because
for 3 months.
listen, English people say, "Oh, it's coming home." It's never been home. You've never won the Euros. What are you bringing home? Something you've never had. Like, I don't want to hear for a second it's coming home, right?
Nah. To be
And-
fair, it's coming home was like the way I see it was like we were trolling people. Then we saw other nations getting pissed, so we were like, right, let's go. Let's ramp
But when
it
they
up.
say it's coming home, it's. I think what they're talking about, it's not even necessarily the title itself. It's because, you know, England, like, are the ones who created football. So it's like football's coming home, like, in the form of a trophy.
It's always the people.
How
that-
did your last European final go?
I'm just explaining to you what that coming
I'm
home
not
is.
talking about. I'm friends.
Why are you?
Tottenham
How did
took it
last
home.
European final? We got to a final. When was the
I
last?
lost it. You won the exact same number of European championships as we did last time.
And then they got beat off
Did
North
you even
Macedonia.
qualify last time?
Yeah, we were in it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
No, well, I achieved the same as what you achieved.
No, you didn't.
It's
Getting to
zero,
a final is
zero
achievement.
trophies. Zero
Oh,
trophies.
Here he is. Here he is. You know, I'm not even talking to this little plastic Scottish fan because if they don't win it, they'll be like, "Oh, it's fine. I don't even care about the team."
You're
If
the-
you win
I've
it, you're
never
there,
said-
top off,
I've never
swinging
said-
it from the rafters.
I've never said
Yeah,
I don't
go on.
care. My issue isn't that I don't care about Scotland.
You're getting
My
the
issue is-
Scottish like
How do you-
formation tattooed to you on your chest.
My
you
issue
know.
is, how do you support a team that actively boos your players? Imagine
England
that
do that as well.
every time a United player went on, they all booed them.
Yeah, true. Fuck that.
Well, they have booed.
Imagine
in the
they
past.
wouldn't put Menu in the squad because the fans boo the team. Would you be like, oh yeah, let me back England?
But who's getting booed in Scotland now, though?
Is it a thing from the past?
Which one of your players? Yeah, if it's in the past, because Rooney's
Like
got booed.
Ryan Jack has came on to the Scotland squad and got booed
When was that though?
like a year ago.
Would you say that's because mainly
Maybe because he was shocking, not because
He just came on.
not because he's a Rangers player.
Yeah,
He
his
got
warm-up
booed.
was shocking.
He got substituted onto the park and got booed as he came on. You can't tell me he was shocking. He hadn't played
I
yet.
think it was just because it was majority Celtic fans that was booing.
I don't know. All I know is Scottish fans booed him coming on.
You know
I bet it
what?
was like
And when there's moments
one
like that,
subsection of
when
the
there's moments like
Scottish
that, or when the manager of the Scottish national team sitting talking about he's happy he moved down south because of the way Rangers fans react, like that's the Scotland manager talking.
When was that though?
That's the current Scotland
Sure,
manager.
they're booing a player though, because they could be like, for example, I've seen England where, like for example, let's use last game for example. Say like a Henderson came on instead of Maino, then we'll start booing. Not because Henderson's a bad shot actually. Say I don't know someone decent came on, but then we wanted to see Maino come on. That's
You
when
wouldn't
it
then boo the player coming on.
Oh no,
You
no,
could.
they'll be booing coaches.
Yeah, you
and stuff.
could.
Yeah, anyway, I don't think you're understanding it shortly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would.
But that also depends on what the result is and where the game's at. Do you know what I mean? Like you would have to take that context into it. But the fact is,
I don't think
that
this-
makes it
He's making it
difficult.
sound like there's some sort of like hate towards Rangers players in the Scottish national team, which I don't think there is, mate.
What is that
I'm
based
gonna
on?
call
Of
you-
all the Scotland games you've watched?
How many have you watched?
Loads?
he said,
You
"Come
know, you
on."
never watch your team. Only time you ever win is like when they're like, when they're winning. Oh, let me tune in, mate.
Let
you
me
don't
tune
watch
in.
Them. You do not watch
watch
them.
more Brazil
don't lie.
games.
Yeah, man watches more Brazil games.
Actually, for that World Cup, I did watch
Yeah,
more Brazil
yeah.
games. But that's because I had money on Brazil.
Yeah, Argentina.
Joke now. I actually can't believe Brazil went out of that World Cup.
Against Croatia as well.
But anyway, yeah, you're making statements on things that you don't even know
Right.
about.
I don't
Last
think you do
question
either.
as well. I've just seen it.
Go on.
Player of the season, Prem.
Oh,
Cole Palmer.
Ollie Watkins. For a guy in that team with not that much service to be able to produce that much numbers in terms of goals and assists. The thing that I think is quite disrespectful is people say, Palmer is just a penalty merchant. What do you expect the guy to do? Put it over the crossbar? Like, he's the penalty taker. Of course he's going to put it in.
The thing is, he's also
we,
got.
we want to talk about penalty merchants, right? Okay, because a certain
Set this
man
up.
just became the all-time top goal scorer defender in British history. But you want to talk to me about penalty takers, right? I hear that. Keep that energy. That's fine. Keep respect on James Tavernier's name.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm gonna move away from JT, but yeah, with players, I would give it to Cole Palmer because even if he does take pens, like he does score a lot just from like open play. Plus, he assists a lot. Like I think he's on 9 assists. He's on the last time I checked, he was on like 29 goal contributions in 28 games that he's played in.
Yeah, something like that.
Or
I know he's got
27, it's
20
ridiculous.
goals, 9 assists.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just going to
Which is
disregard.
ridiculous. But
So you
one
would say-
dark
you'd say
horse
20 goals is impressive.
Oh my god!
is it in the league. That's just
Oh,
the league.
right.
Oh
Also, you
my
say 20
God.
goals in the league's
Stop
impressive.
talking!
Yeah,
Stop talking!
So if a
In a
player went
reputable
above and
league.
beyond that, would you say that was outstanding?
depends on the league, not some little tractor league.
Interesting, because you weren't saying Hearts were a small team a few minutes ago.
I said within context.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's small
Don't
when
try
it
to twist my
benefits you,
words.
small when it doesn't. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, cool.
If City 4P, is it Farmers League?
100%.
You reckon, yeah?
I would say
See
still
if they
no because
double it again.
because it's the way that they do it. It's not like they run away with the league. It's like it's always tight.
Also,
It was
I
tight in
did that.
Germany
I did
several
research on
times,
this.
but you
I did
still call it a
research on this.
Farmers League.
But 11
There's
is
different.
mad.
There's different factors to call it Farmers League, right? We only see Farmers League because they keep winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was reading it the other day. There's other factors such as if you look at like Bayern Munich and stuff like that, it was the spending power. So Bayern would spend heavy, and then the rest would spend. In the Premier League, everyone's spending near enough the same nowadays. So I wouldn't say that's Farmers League because of that, because it's just City know how to spend well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plus 115 charges, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, do we have a game or?
I'm not sure if Craig was looking for something else.
One of the things I would say though,
but-
I'd say this really quickly. Dark horse for someone who could win Player of the Season is Alexander Isak. He's been cold.
Are we just going to disregard Foden as well, by the way?
Oh my god, yeah.
We'll describe the Foden, yeah. But if we're going dark horse, right? I'm talking about Blick horse. I'm going Dominic Solanke.
I think what obviously comes
That's
into
a
it
big
as well is I think what you win as well is probably going to be something
Yeah,
that
but
comes into
like
it.
you're putting up those numbers in like respect to Bournemouth in a team that's not going to supply service the way Foden gets service, the way Palmer gets service.
If I'm going to be honest though, I think Palmer will get young player of the year, and I think probably Foden will get Player of the Year. I would think that Watkins deserves it, but I think Foden will get it.
I also, the fact we're brushing over, like, okay, fine, that's done. How are you not a Farmers League if Man City win it? How are you not?
It's getting boring now.
Because you're sitting calling the Bundesliga a Farmers League.
That's 11 though, bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but that's but there was leaked in there where Dortmund were losing on goal difference
not really.
No.
2 seasons ago. Last season they lost it on goal difference.
because they drew.
No, they didn't lose. They lost it by points. Yeah.
Yeah, no. If they won, they won the league. But then I'm pretty sure they went level points and lost on goal. And even if they didn't, they lost by what, a point? If that's the case.
Yeah.
But you're still calling that a Farmers League.
Yeah, yours has runaway teams. Like Farmers League has runaway teams. Like Juve.
Runaway teams, as if Man City haven't run away from it.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll come back to this. Let's hear what you think. Do you think the Premier League's reached Farmer League's levels if Man City win it? I think they have. Like, subscribe, and we'll go on from there.
Let us know your Player of the Year.
Peace.
Peace.